Call somebody! 1, 2, 3. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Cause you know we're about to rip shit up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low down, niggas, so we're crazy.
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. All drill y'all. Put some respect on my name. You understand me? I ain't got no more talk. I'm pulling up on you, nigga. Put some respect on my name. 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 All drill y'all. Put some.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Oh, let's go, baby. It's time. The first ever 1, 2, 3 Boyz Podcast. My man, Cave, how you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, it's about time this happened. I mean,
It's been a long time. Long time coming. We finally teaming up, getting this shit going. So, what do we got on tap for today?
I think we're going to run down probably some divisions, probably talk about a little Vegas sports book. Might have a guest or two on today. We got a jam-packed show today. Our very first show, and it definitely won't be our last.
Yeah, Red Zone kicks off tonight, as we all know. I'm pretty sure Dell's calling that game tonight, 8:30 Eastern. We have the Broncos versus the Panthers. It's here, Cave. Red Zone's here. Finally, season 28 kicks off tonight. We've been going through preseason the last 4 days. So far, most people escaping without major injuries. Some people definitely have a lot of backups hurt. Some people lost a few starters, but nothing too bad. I think the biggest injury we have is probably Matt Stafford. I don't know. So far, it's been pretty good. I know there's been a lot of complaints about the slider for these injuries, but it's pretty close to what we have in the NFL. I know it sucks because now we're at roster cutdown, so a lot of these guys are hurt, and you can't cut them when they're injured, which is kind of Madden's fault. Yeah, this Lions team is pretty bad with injuries. Stafford, Theo Riddick, Golden Tate. But I don't know. What do you think about these injuries so far? You think it's too high, or you think we're right where we should be?
I think we're right on cue. I think in years past, I think everybody pretty much is healthy. You might have a quarterback hurt here and there, but I mean, we've had seasons when Percy Harvin never got hurt, so. You know, the injuries matter little to none, and now they work. People are it's not a big group, but there's a select few that are complaining about it. It's fine with me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm definitely on one side of the fence because I don't have major injuries. I'm sure if some of my main guys got hurt, I'd be a little more pissed off too. But yeah, you're right. In the past, we haven't had injuries really matter. And now they do, and it's kind of nice to see because we're getting closer and closer to the most sim we could be, which obviously is our goal every year in Red Zone. You know, we want to have the most sim league out there. I don't know. I like the sliders. I like where it's at.
Yeah, I think everything's fine. I'm gonna be a little biased because I have no injuries. I've had that luxury, so.
Yeah, what do we say? There's how many teams? 7?
7 or 8. I think it's like 7 that had 0 injuries so far. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking through now. A lot of teams only have 2 injuries, 1 injury, but then there's those teams that just get killed with injuries.
Yeah, but you can't really change it just because a team there have more injuries than the next team. That's just, you know, it's never going to be perfect, but at least it's working now. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, I agree. So far preseason's been going pretty well. I'm so pumped to get this cycle kicked off tonight for real. Start playing games that matter. Don't have to pause every first quarter, get my starters out. It's gonna be nice.
I knew the season was upon us when Johnny Manziel threw for 6 touchdowns week 1. So I was like, we kind of we need to get this regular season
We got to get
started.
that going. Can't have Johnny tearing it up. This ain't the CFL.
No. That's what he does.
Fucking V. Bradley ripping everyone apart with Johnny football. I mean, it's only right that he got hurt after that ridiculous performance. So.
Yeah, he's a little tired. He's not used to.
Yeah, he's not used to playing.
No.
It's a little more intense than blowing lines all night.
I think he was throwing up some Baco on the sideline. He's a little sick. He'll be fine.
All right, Cave. You want to get into these divisions here? Get into the division race a little bit?
Yeah, we definitely can do that a little bit.
All right, let's start with let's go with the AFC North.
Okay.
It's definitely one of the better divisions, Adele's Browns are in there, which I don't know why you guys think. I love Adele. He's a fantastic Madden player. That roster's bad. I don't see how you guys think they're going to be a top 10 team. They're going to have the 3rd pick in the draft. That roster's awful, and it didn't help he shipped out Josh Gordon and Joe Hayden. I don't know. The Bengals are a pretty good roster. Weed Seed's been here a while. Good user. Obviously lived to die with his Ravens. He finally got his team, so he's happy he's over there. Great user. And we all know what Killer's going to do with the Steelers, so it's obviously going to be down to those two. No disrespect to Weed Seed, but he picked himself a fucking brutal division.
Yeah, he did. For this year, I'm probably going to go Steelers, Ravens. I think they'll be kind of close. Both those guys might go like 13, 3, 12, and 4. I think that's what I had for my predictions before, or something like that. I think Weed Seed can go maybe 8 and 8. I think Adele would probably go 5 and 11, or 6 and 10 realistically.
6 and 10's a good year for him, I think. The thing with the Ravens, I like that team. They're a little old on defense, definitely aging.
Yeah.
The thing that's going to come down to for him is he starting Joe Flacco, or is he going to roll with the backup Ryan Mallett? If he rolls with Mallett, that's a good move for the future, but he might sacrifice some wins this year going forward. I don't know.
If he starts Ryan Mallett over Joe Flacco, I will personally kick him from the league myself. I have no right to do that. It just makes no sense to me. Speaking of youth, Ryan Mallett isn't a spring chicken. He's 28 years old. So, I don't see where there's the advantage. I mean, Flacco has a better arm. He's more accurate going deep. He's just better overall. I mean, and you're paying the guy a gazillion dollars. So you have to you're being forced to start him. I would start him and just roll with it. He's not starting Ryan Mallett. If he does, he's a clown. But he has Super Bowl wins, and I don't. So what do I know? Just a wrestling fan.
That is true. He's got the hardware to back it up. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he rolled with Mallett. He kind of handcuffs you. I get it. He's old, and he's not the elite Joe Flacco you had a few years ago when the Ravens were winning Super Bowls in real life, but he's still a good quarterback, especially on this game where everyone's attributes dipped a little. He's still up there. I don't know. I'd be shocked. I'd be real shocked if he went with Mallett. I don't know. I think he's better off drafting a quarterback in the future and developing someone than developing Mallett. I don't know.
Yeah, if he does that in the future, that's fine. But for this year, he needs to roll out the best he has. Yeah, if Mallett was like maybe 23, 22, I can see that. But he's 20 years old. He's not young. I mean, he's not. You're going to be replacing that guy in another 2 years. So just roll with Flacco, play out his contract, and just go from there after that. But I got Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Browns.
Yeah,
that division.
I agree with that. It'll be interesting to see what Killa does with that defense. They didn't get any love in the Madden ratings this year. They got some pieces, but he's going to have to mask some of those weaknesses over there. All right.
Yeah, he is.
Let's move to the we'll go AFC South here. Got those Texans by Eddie. He's staying around. Aaron comes over from the Giants, taking those Jags. Our man JP still with the Titans, and Man's back to his Colts. He missed his team and he got them back. What do you see this playing out as?
Now this division is a little tougher. I'm always a firm believer in I'll pick division winners based off the best quarterback. That's pretty much how I've always done it. That's how a lot of people do it. Obviously, the best quarterback in this division is the Colts, but he plays for the Colts. So if we're going team wise, I'll probably say the Texans Eddie's not ready. We all know that. Let's just be honest. So I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go Titans, Colts. No, I'm gonna go Titans, Jaguars, Colts, Texans for the first year.
Ooh.
I think Jaguars are a more complete team. I think that Aaron obviously Mann's is a better all-around coach, but I think that Aaron's team is much better, so that'll kind of balance them out a little bit. I think he'll be in a lot more closer games than the Colts will. The Colts have Reggie Bush and Frank Gore about to run the rock this year. Come on now. I mean, come on. They're probably not gonna run for 1 yard to carry. So that's probably how I would definitely rank it. I think this division's gonna be very close. I can see probably a division winner, maybe at 9-7. That's about right. So that's how I have it looking so far this year.
Yeah, I see this division being close as well. I think it's going to go Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans. I love Aaron. He's one of my favorite people in this league, but he's not ready either. You want to talk about Eddie not being ready? Neither is Aaron. It always takes him a few seasons to get used to the new Madden. He's got a very young team over there in Jacksonville. They definitely have pieces, definitely have good weapons. They added a lot of defense in that draft, but those guys are young. They need to be developed. He's like 2 years away, I think. If he can keep Blake healthy and develop Blake and, keep those weapons, he's going to have a good team. The Texans, you want to look at the Texans, that roster's very good. I'm not a big fan of Osweiler. I don't think that was a good signing for them, especially the money they paid him, but now Eddie's handcuffed with Osweiler. Eddie played really well in that tournament. We all know that, but these are new sliders. He's been struggling a little bit in the preseason. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think he can make improvements this year. I don't know if he will. It's going to be based on those sliders.
See, when I watch Eddie, the defense is okay. The running game is okay. His thing is on offense. When I played him, and I've watched a couple of his games we all have, he finds himself just staring at one guy the entire game. And that's what forces a lot of turnovers. If he can cut that down, I mean, we've been waiting for him to have just one breakout season. I think, everybody's had their breakout year. I've had maybe 2 or 3 years last year. Silk had 2 or 3 years. He has to be the next guy to just kind of put it all together in one season and just break out. He has a team to do it. I mean, that team has that's a Super Bowl roster. You can't deny that at all. Offense.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah.
So, and it's not like his division is uber tough. So hopefully he can put it together. I just don't see it this year. So.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about him staring at one receiver. When that one receiver is wearing number 10 and his name is DeAndre Hopkins, it's not a bad move because he's going to bail you out a lot of times. So I think he'll be better this year. I don't know if he's ready to make that jump. As far as those Colts go, that you want to talk about two opposite ends of the spectrum. You've got one of the best defenses in the league in the Texans. You go to that Colts defense, oh, man, is it bad. Mans is all pumped up. They signed Antonio Cromartie. He's busting my balls about that, but he's going to play some serious minutes for you, Mans, and that's not a good thing. that team's going to be bad. I don't like their weapons on offense. They have T.Y. Hilton. Everyone loves Dorsett. I'm not a big Dorsett guy. His running backs are bad. I know you bring in Reggie Bush because you have cement head Frank Gore there, and he's kind of the opposite. So they're a good 1-2 punch, but they're a good 1-2 punch 7 years ago. So I don't know. I think the Colts are going to struggle. Man's going to struggle. He's a good coach, good user, but I still think JP is the best bet in this division. He's got a good young team. They definitely need to make improvements before JP's competing for Super Bowls and AFC Championship games. But as far as this division goes, I think he's the one who's going to take it.
Yeah, I definitely do have JP taking it as well. I think he's going to put it all together and just take a division. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. I said 9-7, so it's going to be really close to the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be close, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm excited to watch that. All right, we can move on to the AFC East is next. My AFC East. Emphasis on the my. We got myself coming home finally, taking my Jets. We got Beach jumping over a team in the division to take the Bills. Jake comes home to be with his dream boy, Tom Brady. And we have Jim getting his favorite team finally, the Dolphins. How do you see this playing out?
All right. Yeah, this division is tough because obviously a lot of people are going to have you winning. I say it's no problem. Now, my thing is that if Jake doesn't be dumb and don't run the ball 150 times when he has Tom Brady, I think this division could be a lot closer I think Jake's play style is going to kind of, topple it out and kind of make the Patriots seem a little bit worse than they are. And that's no slack. That's how you play. I play the same way. But I don't think you do it with the Patriots. So I'm probably going to have you. Him, Beach, Dolphins. Probably in that order. I'll probably have you going maybe 11-5, 10-6. I've had Jake at 7-9, 8-8. Then I've had those other guys at like 6-10. That's how I have the division playing out this year.
Yeah, this division's hard for me to pick. I without being biased, I don't know. I could see this division going a number of ways. Jake can absolutely win this division. That team's very good. If he plays well with Brady, which he has in the preseason and in his scrimmages, the new mechanics this year where fades actually work. Gronk is an absolute monster on goal line. I've scrimmaged Jake 50 times so far, and he just kills me with those Gronk fades. You put Revis on him, I put my safeties on, it doesn't matter. He's catching it. LeGarrette Blount's an absolute dump truck at running back. He fucking barrels over everybody. Jake could definitely win this division. Especially I have Fitz's bad arm strength. Bryce Petty's been a complete train wreck in preseason, so I gotta roll with Fitz.
You don't say.
He's been bad. He was so good in those scrimmages before we got into our real sliders, and he's been very bad. So I gotta roll with Fitz. Beach's team is good. That defense is very good. Losing Carlos Williams hurts him though. He's got Sammy Watkins is injured. His middle linebacker's injured, so. I don't think Beach has enough pieces on offense. I love Tyrod Taylor. He's a great quarterback, but I think he's a few pieces away from being a real competitor. That Dolphins team also in shambles. I hate Ryan Taylor. I just hate the Dolphins almost as much as I hate the Patriots. Jim's a good user. He'll build that team up. The problem with getting your own team is how loyal are you to some of these players that need to go? You know what I mean? So.
Very emotionally attached.
Yeah,
that's the biggest.
I've been running into that problem a little bit too. So we'll see what Jim does. He already traded Kenny Stills away, trying to get some draft picks. So that shows he's not too over-attached. I don't know. I just don't think that Dolphins roster is good enough yet to compete. He's got a few pieces he definitely needs to build up more on both sides of the ball. I don't know. I don't ever want to say I'm not going to win the division because I'm an arrogant asshole, so I'm going to go Jets, Pats, Bills, Dolphins. But the Pats could definitely make it close. I'm definitely worried about Jake this year for sure.
Yeah, I said Jake can make it close. If he just comes in and if he plays the Patriots the way they need to be played, I'm not saying throw it 50 and run it 10 times, but if he comes in with more of a use his run game but make him more balanced, I do think that he can definitely win a division this year. I just have to see him do it first and do it consistently.
Yeah, and he... A lot of his problems is that space in between the ears because he is a choke artist and gets in his own head every year, and he puts too much pressure on himself and blows it. He's got to stay cool, roll with the punches, not get upset when he throws interceptions, and he's going to have a fantastic season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited to be part of that division. All right, let's move on to the AFC West. This might be one of the best races all year. You have really four good users all around the same skill level. You've got Tico taking over those Chargers, who are a little bit of a rebuilding project. They definitely need some help. You have Toff moving to Kansas City with a great defense. If Jamal Charles stays healthy, that's a very good offense too. He's a big Alex Smith guy. Not really sure why, but he's rolling with them. We got Trent sticking with his Broncos, of course. IRL Super Bowl defending champ. We'll see what he could do in game. I think he's starting Paxton Lynch this year, and we all know how Trent does the first season with his quarterback, so look for Paxton Lynch to become slow development and lead the league in interceptions. And we'll move to the Oakland Raiders, my former team, now owned by Ramesu, who is a very good user. Showed us what he did last cycle with the Browns, and that Raiders roster is very good. My lord, if they made improvements. How do you see this one going?
Speaking of Super Bowl rosters, I think the Raiders have one right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They are complete top to bottom. These guys are young. Like I said, I picked divisions based off the best quarterback in the division. Derek Carr's the best quarterback in their division. So I got Oakland, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers.
I agree 100%.
I think he's going to struggle a lot coming out. One thing that this game just period. It doesn't replicate his dominant defenses. His defense is loaded, on Madden and stuff like that. But typically, you don't see that. You don't see guys holding guys under 10 points and 21 points every week. It just doesn't happen. It's just not the way the game works, which is why I say it's going to be a lot tougher. He doesn't have many weapons on offense. He's starting Paxton Lynch. I'm not saying he's not going to be bad, in the future, but for right now, that's not going to work. Chiefs are more complete. So I got Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers at the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. That Raiders team is so good. I probably left a year fucking too early.
Yeah, maybe.
Ramesu, you're welcome. That's a great roster. He's a great user. Always competitive. He'll definitely be able to get that team in the playoffs, make deep runs. Toff's going to be fine with those Chiefs. If Jamal Charles stays healthy, we'll see what happens with that. But that running back staff he's got over there, they're pretty deep. He's got 4 good backs he's keeping. Chakandrick West got love. Nile Davis got love in this game. I forget who's their 4th guy, but whoever it is, he's pretty good. I remember looking at him, I was talking to him, like, yo, which one of those running backs you cutting? You got 4 good ones there. He's keeping all 4 of them. Probably a smart move. That defense is good. They get after it. They're going to be a good team. Toff's a good user also. It's probably the closest division, I think, all season it's going to be, all cycle. Yeah, it's going to be a good division.
I said that to me it's going to be the best division in the league. I know everybody's a little hype on the AFC North, but by the time Adele even thinks about building the Browns, the AFC West is going to be still there.
Yeah.
They can go back and forth. All their quarterbacks are young. Outside of, two of the 4 quarterbacks are pretty young. So, that's going to help keep the division level and stuff like that. But I definitely do think that this has a potential. This and the NFC East has a potential to be the best divisions all cycle.
Yeah, we'll see what Tico could do with those Chargers. Obviously, Rivers is on his way out. He's going to have to get a quarterback. He's got Joey Bosa, who's a freak in this game. They made him way too good, in my opinion. But it's a very nice building block off the edge. We'll see what the Chargers can do. Tico's a good user, too. He wins a lot of games, so we'll see. It's going to be fun watching that division. I'm a big fan of the AFC West and all those teams over there.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very fun and interesting division this year.
All right, let's move to the slobber knocker of the NFC North. We got the Packers and, the already dubbed Super Bowl champion, Ian, over here. He talks a big game and has not backed it up in preseason. He's looked very bad. Sorry, Ian. But you talk all that shit, you're going to get smacked down. Our boy Cornholio coming back to the Bears. He left for a few minutes. He's back over there. He's impressing a lot of people so far this preseason. A lot of people had good things to say about his play, so I'm excited to watch him this year. We have Roll Tide taking over Detroit and that injury-riddled roster already. I feel bad for him getting probably the shortest end of the stick with these injuries. His team's in shambles already, and they haven't played a meaningful game yet. And then we have Turtles taking over those Vikings, which has a very good roster, and Turtles' user defense, I think he's going to be very good with that team. We saw what he did with the Jets. They always had a good defense. He just couldn't put it together on offense. Now he's got Adrian Peterson. He's got a healthy Teddy Bridgewater. So we'll see what happens. What do you think of the NFC North?
I'll tell you what. This is my boy Turtles need to do. Turtles, if you're listening, you're a very good user defender. Very good on defense. Offense, not so much. So I need you to do. Go to your browser, open it up, go to YouTube, and type in Madden 17 cheese plays. You run those, and you'll be fine in that division. Okay?
He's pride of the NPC. He's not going to bust out the cheddar.
Come on, Turtles. Just come on over to the dark side. Seriously, though. A lot of people have been hyping up Corn Julio. I don't know just yet. This division still going to have a 6-10 division winner. I mean, let's be honest about that. So, I'm still going to go Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. That's how I have it going out. Rodgers, come on now. I mean, it just is what it is. But Ian's like really, 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 really bad. So, still going to win 6 games.
That's your Super Bowl champion.
No,
have some respect.
Not. Maybe on Earth 2 in the alternate league, yeah, sure. But in our league, no. He's going 6-10. This division is going to be very interesting going forward. It's going to be very fun to watch. It is. All bullshit aside. But I have Ian winning the first year.
I have Turtles winning it. I'm going Vikings, Bears, Packers, Lions. I'm not impressed what I've seen out of Ian. Him and Mans need to stop drinking all that wine, hitting the blunt so much, and get back to playing some football.
Now, if Mans grabbed the control,
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know.
Who's on the sticks over there? I'm still not convinced they're two different people. I think it's the same person. I think it's alter ego. As Mans gets higher and higher, he turns into Ian. I think that's what it is.
People, I just think Mans be on the sticks more than not. I can just picture Mans.
We need to disprove that rumor. By the way, we need to have both of them on live for the first time ever to make sure they're two different people.
I can picture Mans, putting a cup in the sink. Oh, let me get a plate, bro. Let me get a plate.
Oh, touchdown.
Yeah, so that's how I have the division shaping out, though. Let's start off this year.
Yeah, Rodgers starts the first quarter 0 of 8 for 2 picks. He comes out 15-16 in the second quarter. I think we know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, too, I don't know where Ian Head was at when we played in preseason. I don't know what he was thinking. I had to make sure I wasn't tripping. I seen Hundley. I said, okay, that's cool. He brings out Aaron Rodgers versus my second unit.
Yeah, he started Hundley against you with the 1s. Brings Rodgers out with the 2, and then puts Hundley back in when we called him out for it.
Now, our preseason game was a lot closer. I'm not going to lie. I was getting my, what's that defensive coach from the Saints that was head hunting? What's his name? I forgot. Greg Williams. I was getting my Greg Williams on, okay? I was blitzing every play. I was like, you know what?
That ain't right. We're going to have to talk to the league. Adele, I hope you're listening.
And now these injuries work. I got something for your ass, okay? Now, I didn't hit him one time. He was lucky, but I don't know about that. You got to keep your head on the swivel. You win this division, sir, at 6 games. So, come on, buddy. You got this.
I don't know. This division could go any way. We'll see what happens. I really think Turtle's going to take it. That team's too good, and he plays very good defense. I don't know. If Ian gets his shit together, he definitely has the best team altogether in that division. Cornholio's been improving, as he told us about in his other 7 leagues. So if he can improve in here, he'll be okay. I hate Jay Cutler, though, so we'll see what he does at quarterback. And Roll Tide, just fucking get healthy, man. I don't even know what to say. That team's in shambles already. I feel bad. He needs to fire his strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, he does.
All right, let's move to this NFC South. We have Lefty, who finally left his Packers. And, we thought he was going to go take a rebuilding project, but no, he took probably the only roster better than his old roster. He's now with the Panthers. So, we all have our opinions on that. Good job, Lefty. Way to upgrade. We have the Atlanta Falcons, our boy Semper, staying over there. Big Falcons fan. He loves his team. We have another huge homer, our boy Silk, staying in Tampa. And Chris Pruitt comes over. He joined us late in the cycle last year. He's taken over the Saints now, so he starts from the beginning. We'll see what happens here. What do you think about this NFC South?
All right, let's just be honest. Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. That's how I have it shaping out. I think this division will be a little closer. But I got Lefty winning it first. That team is just retarded. You got Cam Newton that hasn't hurt at all when you have Jesus starting at quarterback. I mean, so he's going to have that. A defense is fine. He's going to have many offensive weapons. Then he added Joe Hayden. I mean, come on. The rich are getting richer. So I have the Panthers win that division.
But it's real quick. It's not like his weapons are bad. He's got 7 feet tall Kevin Benjamin and Devin Funchess.
No, they're not bad.
If he wanted to go play hoops, he'd be just as good with this team.
Yeah, he probably would be. If he played that team played basketball. That'd be kind of cheesy.
Greg Olsen and Cam, come on, what?
That's like a couple alley oops.
This is a multi-sport team here that they could play. You say he doesn't have weapon. That team is loaded. I would love to have those wide receivers.
I think they have weapons.
Ted Ginn found his fountain of youth over there. He looks fantastic. That's a good. Yeah. If he doesn't win this division, it's time to hang him up. Hang up the sticks. It's time.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what was the big when he got Hayden. I think they kind of separated the gap a little more.
That's right. They lost Norman, and now he gets Hayden.
I mean, he's gonna stick him on Julio. Mike Evans. He's gonna guard Brandon Cooks. I mean, Jesus. It's just. it's just too much. That's a good move by him.
That was
So
a
I have
fantastic move.
very fantastic move. I have lefty actually having the best record in the entire NFC. Obviously, I have him going like 12-4. Then I have Chris. I'm in the playoffs though. I have him as a wild card.
Yep, I agree.
I had the Saints. I think he's gonna be a little bit better than that roster shows. I think he can go maybe 7-9 this year, 6-10. He won't have the luxury of playing in an easy division like he did last year. So it wasn't in a cycle when Ernest wasn't around and Aaron and we'd see. So there's that.
Yeah, those Saints, real quick though. Chris Pruitt, I love you. You're my boy. But I need to win Madden 18 from you. I'm very sorry. So I hope you have a terrible season. We have that better record overall. Gets Madden 18. I have to take this one. So hopefully the Saints come in last. But I think those Bucks are coming in last. Go ahead. Talk about your Bucks.
I think the Bucks are definitely going to come in last. That team was just in shambles. My boy Ryan's on the roster, though. I hope he did make the roster. That team's just in shambles. He traded his third for Marquise Lee.
Good Lord, what a terrible move.
I don't know what's going on. I'm a USC lover. Come on, bro. Aaron couldn't. No. I mean, I hope Aaron at least, gave you a little foreplay for y'all to bent you over and fucked you. Because that's just retarded.
I don't get that move. I don't know. I don't think the Bucks are going to be that bad. Still kind of got in his groove last year at the end of the cycle. Hopefully that can carry over for him. Jameis Winston's only going to get better and better. Doug Martin, much better than he was last Madden. Obviously, he had a freak season in real life last year, which helped him out. He's still got Evans. Vincent Jackson's on his last leg, but he brings in Marquise Lee to play the slot. Not a terrible move. Definitely overpaid. I get where his head's at with that move, though, but he definitely gave it way too much. He's going to need another wide receiver in the future to take Vincent Jackson's spot. That defense ain't too bad. He's got good pieces in his front seven. Needs to improve the secondary a little. They drafted that kid out of Florida, Hargraves, who's going to be a good pickup for them. I really like that kid coming out of college.
But that second-round kicker, though.
Yeah, I can't even get into Aguayo because that pick is still got me baffled. I don't understand what you're doing.
That pick almost took me into the hospital.
Yeah, I need medical attention. Yeah, I don't know. The Bucks are a few years away. The Falcons are good. That defense is not, though. They have some pieces here and there. I love Trufant. I like Beasley. I'm trying to think who was on that defense. Their safeties aren't bad. They got good young safeties, but they need to upgrade corner number 2, corner number 3. They need some upgrades in the front. Beasley a little small. It'll be interesting to see what he does with him, with his lack of size. I don't know. He said on offense, Freeman's much better this Madden than last Madden. Obviously, Julio Jones a freak show. He doesn't have Moncrief this year, thank God. We knew we had to touch on Moncrief. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the Falcons are. I definitely think he'll make the playoffs. He's too good a user not to make the playoffs, that team. Matt Ryan, starting to decline a little bit. He's going to need a quarterback in a season or two. I think he makes pretty good money. I'm not sure how many years he has left, so that might be handcuffing him a little bit. Yeah, I think this is the Panthers division for sure, though. I have Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. Hopefully it's Bucks and Saints, but, we'll see. All right, let's move on to the NFC West. We have your 49ers. You're there again. I don't know why you stayed with your team. They're pretty fucking bad.
I'm going to tell you why not.
We have V. Bradley staying with his Cardinals. Obviously, he'd be dumb as hell to give them up. Blueprint staying with his Seattle Seahawks. And we have Kelly coming over, taking over the new Los Angeles Rams. What do you think about this? Give me your unbiased opinion.
Unbiased. I think I can go 16 and okay.
Yeah, okay.
I have
Good night.
I have Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, and then me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think B. Bradley might go 10-6. I don't know about Blueprint, man. I don't know what's going on over there with them
All I
Seahawks.
know is if I see Russell Wilson wearing number 1 this
Yeah,
cycle, I'm
Blueprint. If
gonna
you listen
have
to
a
this, come on,
stroke.
bro. We don't care about the storylines. Don't let that man wear number 1.
It's
Please
just
don't.
so ugly. I like you, Blueprint. Every time we play, it's a fantastic game. Very good defensive chess match. I love playing you. You're one of my favorite games to play. When I see Russell Wilson wearing number 1, I hope you go 0-16 every year. It's
Yeah, it's
hideous.
just
Please don't do it.
don't do that. Now I was just touching on why I was keeping the 49ers. Now I get into this division in a little bit. I'm keeping the Niners because I'm praying to God one day we just slip into a franchise quarterback. You know, maybe this year we can get Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Okay, I'm just waiting, and then I'll just be set for life in Madden. But that's neither here nor there. And I love my boys. But I think Bradley's gonna be fine with that roster.
He should be fine.
Ed Cardinals roster is pretty loaded.
He's throwing 6 touchdowns with Johnny Manziel and his backups. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's definitely fine. The interesting thing would be that the Rams, they're not that bad.
No, they're not. They have good pieces there.
Yeah,
Obviously,
they
everyone
do.
thinks Todd Gurley. He's got to develop Jared Goff a little bit. You know, they trade up in the draft for him. That defensive line, though, their front seven is good. Aaron Donald is a monster. He needs.
Yeah.
They lost Janoris Jenkins.
Yep.
Got to improve the secondary, absolutely. But he's only 2 years away from having a very good team over there in LA.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be shorter than 2 years.
Yeah,
because,
maybe. It depends what he does, but yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, you got to think that once Palmer retired, that's definitely going to balance the division out a lot. Regardless of who else the Cardinals had.
Well, they got Johnny on the spot.
Oh, okay.
If he
Donald
stays out of
flipping
rehab.
burgers at McDonald's in 2 more seasons. So, you know, that's going to balance the division and Larry Fitz. So this going forward, this division get very interesting. But for right now, I have the Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, and then me. But I think it's going to be a very fun division to play in all year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to same order. I'd go Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Niners. I think Seahawks and Rams are going to finish with the same record or maybe a game apart. That Hawks team is good. We'll see what Blueprint can do. We know he's good defensively. He struggles a little bit on offense. He doesn't have Marshawn Lynch anymore. Thomas Rawls is good, though, in this game. He's got Christine Michael and then that rookie Pro Ice, whatever the hell that kid's name is. He's good. They got a good team. Wide receivers, they're like, I don't know. He's got these small. They're kind of like
they all the same.
Yeah,
Like copy and paste.
They are. But they make plays in real life at least. They're gonna be pretty good. I don't know. He's still got Jimmy Graham, who even though he's terrible now in real life, he's good in Madden. That defense is still there. I don't know. This is definitely the year for the Cardinals. They have a window here with his team, and then he's got to hit the reset button. Maybe this year and next year. It depends on Palmer and Fitz and all those guys when they retire. He's got some nice pieces. Obviously, Honey Badger's back there. Keep him healthy. But he's going to have to hit the reset button soon, and we'll see how quickly he could rebuild that team. That might be when the Rams swoop in and take over with their young roster because they're on the up and up. Yeah, you need some help there, bud. Obviously, you have Carlos Hyde, complete choo-choo train in this game, runs over everybody. Your defense ain't bad. You got Kaepernick and Gabbard and whoever else you have at quarterback. I don't know what you're doing over there. You're just handcuffed with Kaepernick's contract.
It's the Kaepernick thing, man.
Yeah, it sucks. You got to start him. He's making all that money. If you could run with him a little more this year and use his legs more and slide.
I said I am.
You say you're gonna. We'll see what happens.
Every time I say I'm gonna run with this clown, I never do it because I don't want to hear nobody's mouth.
Yeah, there's a line between running around the quarterback being cheesy and it being smart. Kaepernick's a running quarterback. If you roll out to the right and just stand there at the sidelines, of course, that's cheesy as hell. I don't expect you to do that. If you're running read options, power options, quarterback powers and stuff, that's not really cheesy. That's the type of quarterback he is. If Lefty comes out and does the same thing with Cam Newton, I'm going to say, you know what, that's a Cam Newton play. That's very sim and realistic. That's not cheesy. So I know he's not going to run because he's had his fair share of quarterback injuries. We know how Rodgers gets hurt every single season. But you have Kaepernick. He's got to have pretty good injury ratings, I would think. He's never really hurt. If you're doing that, I think you're going to be more successful, and it's going to help open up your offense. And I don't think that's cheesy. So if anyone complains, they could kiss your ass because that's how Kaepernick plays.
Oh, I'm running for 1,000 yards with Kaepernick.
Yeah,
let's
not get carried away.
It's gonna be all read options. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's what he runs.
I think we're missing one more.
We're going. Yep, NFC East. Here it comes right now. We have Ernest, 2-time Super Bowl champion, right? He won twice.
Yeah. Wait, did he?
I don't know. I know he made it there 3 times.
He twice.
Did he? He didn't go 3 times. I don't know. Well, the Dallas Cowboys, who own this division all last cycle, we'll go with that. They pretty damn good. That roster's incredible. We know about his O-line. We have Metal Skull taking over his Philadelphia Eagles. Big fan of them. I think Icum's a Redskins fan.
Yeah,
I think so. Yep, he's got his team. It's perfect. He gets to play with his bud. And we have Sin taking over the New York Giants. He's back in New York, his favorite squad. I hate the Giants, but Sin's a good dude, so fellow New Yorker, we got to stick together. What do you think's going to happen here?
This was my toughest division to pick. Even right now, just looking at it, I really couldn't tell you. And the reason why is because the Cowboys O-line and all that, it's good. They had Des Bryant and all that. But once Ernest made that shit from Tony Romo and he's starting Dak Prescott, I'm kind of like, ugh. You know, it kind of just topples the division.
That is going to be the move that decides this division this season. Yeah.
If people starting Romo, I'll probably say, okay, I'll give it the Cowboys. But starting Prescott, come on, man. You know, I know, you know, you're watching in real life. Like, oh, he looks solid in real life, and he's okay on Madden. But I don't know. But that's a big drop-off to me, just in my personal opinion. But once again, I'm talking to a Super Bowl winner, so I'm just a wrestling fan. I don't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, so I'm
fucking bastard beat me. I still regret that game.
Yeah, this division is tough, honestly, because then that Giants roster is not that bad.
That Giants roster is good. This is a good division too.
It's a very good division. It's very tough because even one of these guys, and I say that all these guys are about equal. I don't think Ernest is head and shoulders better than all these guys.
These teams are very different because
they are.
The Cowboys have a lot of firepower. Everyone talks about that offense. That defense is bad. They have a lot of holes on that defense that Ernest needs to shore up, and he's getting caught up in his quarterback controversy, which I don't understand. Let Prescott sit for the year and play with Romo while you still have a good Romo. You have the Giants. They improved on defense. Their offensive line's in shambles. They're the opposite of the Cowboys. Offensive line's in shambles. Eli Manning, he's pretty good. He's okay. He throws a lot of interceptions. Obviously, Odell Beckham's a freak. You have Des Bryant in this division, absolute freak. You know, you got your wide receivers that are going to go out and make plays. Even Deshaun Jackson's going to go out and, you know, light it up. Eagles are trying to find that. They brought in DGB. Hopefully he could do something for them. But a lot of these defenses aren't very good in this division.
Yeah.
They're not. The Giants probably have the best one. They made improvements. Then I'd probably go with the Eagles.
I don't even know about that. I don't even know. Maybe the Redskins?
I don't know. It's close because the Giants brought in Olivier Vernon. They bring in Janoris Jenkins. They already have good pieces back there. Their safety, what the hell is it? Landon Collins is good. They have brought in Big Snacks, my boy from the Jets. Wish we still had him. I don't know, man. This division's a toss-up. You know, you got 4 good users. This is going to be close. I could see 2 of these teams definitely making the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely got that. I'll give you that.
If the Cowboys defense wasn't so bad, this wouldn't even be close. But it is. It is that bad. I don't know if Ernest's play calling is going to make up for it. I'm not sure. I don't know how this is going to go.
See, this is tough because I don't know. You know, and I feel like all these guys are about equal to the point where I couldn't tell you. You know, I really can't. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to go Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins.
Yeah.
I have it going.
If the Cowboys were starting Romo, I think the Cowboys would win and the Giants would flip-flop. But because they're starting Prescott, I think he's going to struggle a little bit in the beginning. He's obviously not as good as Romo. I'm going to go Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins as well. The Eagles are still a few pieces away. Skins are a few pieces away. they both all have good teams, all have good building blocks to build on. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, that division's just that's gonna be a very close division all year, man. It just is. They're gonna go back and forth, back and forth. They might have a situation where everybody finishes 8-8 and above. I mean, I can definitely see that. Speaking of Giants, let me have the Giants coach joining us here in a little bit.
Yep, we're trying to get him on the line right now. Have him calling in. I hear beeps. See what happens. So moving on to that, we have the Giants coach joining us in a second. We're going to be calling this Giants-Cowboys game tonight to kick off the season after Adele calls his Panthers and Broncos game. Sorry, forgot what game he was calling. So this is going to be a fun one to kick off the season. Giants-Cowboys. Sin, are you here?
I'm here.
All right, we got the Giants coach, Sin, joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Good. We just gave a little rundown of your division. We think it's going to be close this year between you and the Cowboys, with the Eagles and Redskins not far behind. How are you feeling about this team this year heading into the season?
I like our chances this year. I feel like we revamped our defensive line, and that's going to be a big difference changer for us. Our starting secondary is improved. We had some struggles with backup corners in preseason, but that's been addressed. So I think I really like our chances on defense mostly. In offense, we already know what to expect.
Yeah, we know you can give ODB the ball 100 million times.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
My issue with your defense has to be those linebackers. Who's going to break out of that linebacking core? I mean, you have a lot of either average players or they just suck at the linebacker position. I'm not even going to lie to you. So who's going to break out?
That's a pretty harsh criticism there, but honestly, I think we have a good linebacking core. The group of guys we have are pretty good for what we expect them to do on the field. We have Kelvin Shepard and Jasper Brinkley. They're mostly for... Yeah, hold on. Let me explain. They're mostly for...
Well, cut the man off.
Defense. You know, they're going to be in there mostly on first and second down. We got Keenan Robinson. He's a great nickel linebacker. He's going to be in our nickel package. And I think Jonathan Casillas is going to surprise a lot of people.
All right,
he's a 3-down linebacker, and he's been playing very big for us so far.
We'll see. I mean, the linebacking core is definitely the weakness when you look at this defense. Obviously, you know that. The other weakness people would say is your secondary depth. You know, you said you addressed some of those issues. You want to talk about that a little bit? I know you have DRC still starting out there. You guys bring in Janoris Jenkins in the offseason. And you draft Eli Apple. I'm a big fan of that Eli Apple pick. You guys are a little thin at safety, though. I'm a huge Landon Collins fan, but other than him, you guys really don't have much at safety. You're starting the other rookie, it looks like, Darian Thompson. And you just signed my boy D. Milner, recently cut by the Jets, I see, and Leon Hall. How do you think that secondary is going to play out?
Well, we expect our secondary to do their job. I mean, like you said, we got DRC, Apple, and Jack Rabbit out there. They're the main focus when it comes to the secondary. I think Landon Collins and Darian Thompson, who's a rookie, I want them to grow together, and I'm grooming them for the future. They're not. Maybe this isn't the year that they amaze the league, but let's see where they're at 2-3 seasons down the line.
All right, now, Coach. I think Coach Ernest over there at the Cowboys, he's kind of disrespecting you guys. He said, you know what? I know Tony Romo's 10 times better than Dak Prescott. Let's throw the rookie out, though. I mean, what do you think about that heading into week one? What are you going to do to those Cowboys?
I have a great respect for Coach Ernest. I think he's showed more than enough times that he's capable of winning with lesser quarterbacks. So that doesn't really affect our game plan, who he has starting at quarterback or not, because we have an idea of what he likes to do, and what he likes to do is the things we like to stop. So we'll see how that pans out.
All right, give us a little breakdown of tonight. You're kicking him off week 1 against Ernest. He owned this division last year. We're going to be honest. You know he owned this division. You said you respect him. We all respect Ernest's coaching capabilities and his gameplay. I need some juice, though, from you. I need some meat and potatoes here. What do you think you guys are going to be able to do that they can't stop? I mean, he's got good weapons. You guys got to be worried about Ezekiel Elliott. Des Bryant's always an issue. You think you could take advantage of his defense, though, because that's his weakness?
I'm more concerned about Des Bryant than Ezekiel Elliott, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. I mean, Des Bryant he's really a top 3 receiver in the league, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But he's really a top 3. So he's more of our focus. Ezekiel Elliott is a rookie. He still has a lot to prove before we're going to start, focusing on Zeke as a factor in this rivalry. As far as what Coach Ernest is going to be doing trying to stop us, I'm not going to, show my hand here, but we like to mix it up on offense. So we're going to keep him off balance as far as his defense is concerned. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm very, very confident we can pull out an upset in Dallas. So we just have to see when kickoff rolls around.
All right, I like it.
All right, final question for me, Coach. Yeah, that man is getting there in a low age, obviously. How many more years do you see him playing?
Eli Manning's going to finish out his contract. I believe he has 3 years on his contract, and he's going to finish out his contract as a Giant. He's going to have his number retired by the Giants, and he's going to sell off into the sunset, hopefully with a Super Bowl win at that.
I'm Straggy? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think they're far off. I think this team is good. You definitely got a good team here. Obviously, you're a good user. Me and you have had some great battles in the past. I think your O-line needs a little help, but if you could shore up a few of these holes, I think you guys have a real chance to take over that division and go deep into the playoffs. I mean, you're going to run into the Panthers over there, who are no easy task, but I think you guys have a good shot.
I mean, I feel like the Panthers are the defending NFC champions, but I mean, that was last year.
We're worried about this year.
This year is a whole different story. I haven't seen anything yet from the Panthers yet to say that, okay, they're the definitive NFC champions.
I like that. It's the Giants' year, I think. This could be. Remember who our first guest was, everyone? We brought him on when they go far this year.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, no problem. Anytime, man. We're going to have you back in the future. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we are.
All right, check in.
All right, take care, Sim.
Hey, Coach, one more thing. ODB was seen in the San Francisco airport. How do you feel about
He
that?
was seen I heard he was trying to talk to, what's that guy's name? Bruce Miller? He was trying to calm him down. He's out here knocking out 70-year-olds.
Oh, no.
That ain't right.
So, I think that they're good friends. They played each other a couple of times during the season, so just there to lend a helping hand.
ODB talking
nice
to
voice.
Kaepernick and Coach Porter. I gotta look at those reports. Let me get on TMZ. Let me see what's going on.
Uh-oh.
TMZ, that's not a reputable source.
Come on, Cave. We need better sources than TMZ. All right, Sin. It was good having you. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, it's good being on. Thanks
right.
for having me.
Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
All right, that was Sin of the New York Giants. We'll see what happens tonight when he takes on the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Cave. What else you want to jump into today?
Let's talk about these games tonight. We got 2 primetime games. We might as well just break both of those down, and I think we can go hit up Western Sizzler before we have to call our game tonight.
I've never been to Western Sizzler. How good is that?
Western Sizzler. I'm gonna tell you what Western Sizzler was to me in my childhood. Okay.
Oh, we know about your childhood.
I'm not big religious, but I like going to church. But let me tell you what. Whenever our mom would say, we're going to breakfast at the church. I was making sure we go to the 7:30 service. Okay, waking up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday, just to know I was going to get 4 plates by 10 o'clock was no problem with me at all. Okay, buffalo wings, the steaks. Oh my, I'm about to come on myself just thinking about it.
All right, moving on.
Go to Westminster. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any of those in Dallas. We're going to be in Dallas tonight for the Giants at the Cowboys. We gave a little preview of that division. We just had Sin on talking about his team and the upcoming season. Now, this is going to be our first broadcast as the 1-2-3 Boys. You are listening to the 1-2-3 Boys podcast. And what do you think about this game tonight? We talked about it a little bit. I don't know. I think that the Giants are going to take this one. I'm not a big Prescott fan. I'm not a fan of that move. I think I'll be a fan of him in a few seasons. I think the Giants are just a more complete team than the Cowboys right now. Obviously, the Cowboys have the advantage on offensive line, but I think the Giants have the advantage everywhere else.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that the Cowboys have one soul. Well, nobody does. But the Cowboys definitely doesn't have one soul that can stop ODB or even slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a mismatch all day.
You know, the Giants have running backs too. It's Vereen, Rashard Jennings, Darkwar's not bad. You know, we got Bobby Rain. You know, they have some players on offense. The one thing that's also is very big for them is that while I don't think the Cowboys O-line is dominant, I don't think they're just gonna be able to push, you know, Harrison around and Hankins, and somehow or another JPP got his thumb reattached, so he has all his fingers now, so he'll be fine.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, this is confirmed. It's how Madden works, so you know he has all his fingers there, so you know he's going to be elite. I definitely do. Now, like I said before, if they were starting Romo, it would be a different story. But a rookie quarterback going into this big game like this against the Giants team, they're going to be pumped. They're going to be ready. I think they're going to get after it. I have the Giants winning 31-20 tonight.
I could see it. I mean, let's just put it this way. Orlando Scandrick's going to have his hands full tonight. So will Brandon Carr trying to shut down ODB. They know what's coming. The Giants are big fans of that. The rookie they drafted, Shepard, he's going to be a mismatch problem. He's a big physical wide receiver. These corners are not big for Dallas. You kind of hit the nail on the head. The Giants do have a lot of weapons. I like their running backs as well. They have a good cast over there. Their offensive line, though, is going to be an issue. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys front doesn't scare anyone. Randy Gregory has a lot of potential. DeMarcus Lawrence is okay. You know, Cedric Thornton's okay. I mean, I'm not a Justin Durant fan. Rolando McClain's a good linebacker. I'll give him that one. And you know, they have Sean Lee if he could stay healthy, but he's not a physical presence. He's a very good coverage linebacker.
When they're doing the national anthem, he's gonna get hurt for standing too long. I wouldn't worry
he might pull his hammy or something. We're not sure yet. We'll have to watch out. I mean, they're not a fan of their safeties. I like Byron Jones. He's a good young safety out of Connecticut. But J.J. Wilcox and Barry Church, I'm not sold. I don't know. I think the Giants will be able to move the ball, have their way. I think the Cowboys will also be able to move the ball a good amount. Mm-hmm. It should be a high-scoring game. But I think when faced with adversity late in the game, Prescott's going to choke. It's not easy to start your first career game in the big house against the New York Giants. It's not going to be easy. Places will be going nuts. And the Cowboys usually don't play well at home. We'll see if that carries over to Madden. I don't know how much it will, but I don't know. I'm going with the Giants in this one, too. I think it's going to be like 38-31, something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of points tonight.
Now, last thing on this game to remember is Sin, from the games I've watched him play in preseason, he likes to move around ODB a lot. So once he starts moving ODB in a slot and stuff like that, and you get him matched up against some of those weaker corners like Claiborne or even Brandon Carr on the outside. Come on, man.
It's going to be free money. I mean, the Cowboys secondary is going to be in trouble tonight. ODB's a freak.
Potential to have a 200-yard game tonight. Or maybe I'm tripping, but I think he does have that big play potential because he's going to be all over the field. He's too good. He's too fast. I mean, he's just that good. I
mean, I don't know. I like Brandon Carr against Sterling Shepard either. And then you have Cruz in the slot. I mean, I know the Cowboys offense is going to put up points, but I don't know. I think this Giants offense is better, especially with Prescott starting for the Cowboys. So I don't want to be redundant, but I think the Giants are going to take this one.
Yeah, I definitely do too. We have we have a doubleheader tonight. The other one, the Panthers and Broncos.
Yeah, Adele will be on the call. I think Silk's joining him for that call. They're usually a pretty good broadcast team. They're not the 1-2-3 boys, but we'll give them their credit. Yeah, so it's going to be the Panthers and the Broncos. Little Super Bowl rematch from last year in real life. How do you think that one's going to go?
This is a little. This is tough because half of the Panthers team is on IR right now. They're hurt. So, let's just run down some names. Kuechly, Jonathan Stewart. Not half of them, but those two are more than enough. That's right there. But then you have Trent. He's starting Paxton Lynch at quarterback. So, I mean, I don't know. But Cam Newton, it's Cam Newton's town. I have Cam Newton just going in there and he's not scared at all. I have Cam Newton winning tonight. I'm probably going to go to the score. I think it's going to be a little low scoring. I think I'm going to go 24-21. I think it'll be very close. I think maybe a turnover late and probably a game-winning field goal, something like that to seal the deal for the Panthers. Start off 1-0.
We'll see, because this isn't the lefty of old. Obviously, he gets a little defensive when we say that, but it's not the lefty of 2 years ago where he's winning 4 or 5 championships. It's not that. He didn't win any last year. His playoff record was not good. He's jumping over the Panthers now. I think he's falling a little behind on these newer Maddens. I don't know. He's got a stacked team now. He's still a very good user. He's not no cakewalk by any means. He's going to be in the NFC Championship game almost every year, I would think, unless he is a complete choke show. I don't know. I'm not sold on him 100% anymore. He's not the shoo-in he used to be, but this is still a fantastic team. You look at Trent, who usually starts his cycles slow, very slow. We've seen him with Peyton Manning and have abysmal years, his first 2 years with Manning, the past 2 Maddens. Is he going to do that Paxton Lynch? That might stunt Paxton Lynch's growth. We don't know what's going to happen. Madden gave Paxton Lynch some pretty good love. His attributes are better than I think they should be. He's a big kid, 6'7", 244. So he should be able to stand in the pocket, deliver strikes, not get hurt. That defense is fantastic. I don't know. I'm really torn on this Broncos team. He's in a tough division. But as far as tonight goes, their secondary's better. I know the Panthers added Joe Hayden. The Broncos still have the advantage there. I don't know. These are 2 very good defenses, probably your top 2 defenses in the league, at least, personnel-wise. I don't know if the end of the year if the numbers will say that. But I don't know. I think that the difference is going to be the O-line for the Panthers is better than the O-line for the Broncos, and they'll be able to control the ball a little bit more, and I think that's going to be the difference. I agree with you. It's going to be a close game. I'm not a fan of these rookie quarterbacks starting week 1. I think it's going to be tough for them. So I'm going to go, I say 31-21, Carolina Panthers.
Panthers, 31-21?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's fair.
That's very is fair. I mean, like I said, this game's going to be very close. I think it's going to be a little closer, though, without Kuechly. I didn't have it going in double digits, so that's kind of why. I mean, he's the heart and soul of that defense.
Yeah, he is, but I still think that the Panthers are the more complete team. I don't know. It'll be fun to watch. I'm excited to watch this game before we have to get on the air and do our game. Like I said, Dell and Silk will be on the call. I think that's kicking off 8:30 Eastern, if I'm correct. I think so.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
We'll be following them right up.
Yeah, I think we should be on around 10:30. Yeah, 10:30 Eastern, hopefully. We're still waiting to hear back confirmation from Ernest. But Sin's with that at 10:30. So it'll be fun. 2 good games on tap for tonight. Obviously, other games will be going on. I'm excited to get the season kicked off tonight.
I'm amped. I can't believe it came very fast.
Yeah, it has come fast. It was a lull for a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It was like but now it's here. Like it's here. I mean, we'll be in week 1 in a couple hours.
I'm very excited. And with that lull we had to sit through, I want to thank Adele for all his work he's done on this user hub. This user hub is probably, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic. Probably the best addition we've had to Red Zone in some time.
Yeah.
He's got links here for everything you can think of. everything.
Yeah, he definitely
All our everything we use. He's got the YouTube on there. He's got a podcast archive where our podcast will get posted eventually. I got to talk to him about that. He's got the Daddy League link once Daddy Leagues is up. We've got OS on there. You could donate to the league, which Sin still has to do, by the way. I forgot to rib him about that because I won the Snoopy Bowl last week. Just all things we could do. Submit trades, complaints, ideas, feedback, position change requests. This is fantastic. Everything's in one spot. Underneath, he's got all the games we're doing this season. For those of you who haven't checked it out, FanDuel, Weekly Pick'em. He's got the Monday Night Football breakdowns, Power Rankings, Survivor League, the new Red Zone Championship belt game, which I haven't checked out yet, and the Vegas Sportsbook where you could bet and win prizes and stuff. This is pretty cool, man. He's got some good shit on here.
Yeah, he definitely does. Once you get whenever the malfunctions is with the website going, there's gonna be no stopping us.
Oh yeah, once that website's up and running, dude. This is why Red Zone's awesome. I love this league. It's fantastic. It's why we're doing what we do. Love the podcast. Love the broadcasting. This league's great, man. We got so much shit on here that other leagues don't have, and it just adds to the league.
I mean, we're the best all-around league, and I can definitely say that on all fronts. We've been rambling for a while. I think this is the entire opinion of 1, 2, 3 boys.
Yeah, I think the 1, 2, 3 boys got to cut it short.
All right, so
make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, 1, 2, 3 boys. Yeah. You get some updates. All of you should be on Twitter all the time. That Twitter gets popping, especially during the season. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it is. Now next week, Moji, what we should do is we should run down a little RZ2K news, maybe.
Oh, we could touch on some
FanDuel.
We could touch, yeah. We'll definitely hit FanDuel. I like that. We'll hit up some RZ2K.
The Silver City Eagles, they turn the lights back on in the arena. I think they're getting the band back together.
I heard the rumors are the Silver City Eagles are coming back. The Red Zone Pro-Am team, for those of you who don't know.
No, we got
everyone interested in basketball should definitely check out RZ2K. Jake's done a fantastic job with that league. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully, we can get hockey up and running this year. I know Cave don't like hockey, but that's a great league too.
I don't know a thing or two about hockey.
Silk's in there. Silk plays hockey.
Yeah.
I guess that's our quota. I don't know.
Thank you. like that's kind of the thing. Well, I'll say this: I'm black when I want to be black. I would play hockey.
Here we go.
If I understand, my whole issue is my issue is that they don't have a franchise mode, right? I'm afraid that I'll do some dumb shit like trade Alex Ovechkin for like a prospect.
There's no trading. There's no franchise mode. We do it like we do 2K without the custom rosters. It's the same thing.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you guys have that, and I'll be in. I've always said 10 times. I'll say it again. I'll be in for baseball if they ever bring it over here. Give me those Dodgers and just watch out.
Yeah, well, we don't have that. You need to get in on that RZ UFC. That shit was fun to sell too.
I will be in. You need to bring that back though. Seriously, get some dedicated guys.
RZ UFC. He's got a Twitter. He's got a Twitter.
He's losing money over there, man.
I know. It's been slow. Business been slow.
Speaking of losing money, let's talk about that RZ WWE right quick. That shit went under commission quick.
Yeah, RZ Vince McMahon was in shambles. That lasted about 2 weeks.
Our ratings was low. They had to cut the lights off on us. It was like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, RZTNA won that war, I guess. All right, that's enough of us. We'll be back next week. Probably going to do a recording every Monday. Try to do a broadcast every Monday. Monday will be our big media day. I'm looking forward to a good season, a good cycle. I'm glad we got our first 1, 2, 3 Boys podcast, under our belt now. I'm looking forward to a good year.
I am too. Everybody, be safe this season. Keep your players nice and tight. I advise everybody, and this is something I do, all bullshit aside, is kind of look over the rules just before your first game, just to give you a reminder. Some people like to act dumb, or when I can do my coach's decision and all that. So just look over the rules, stuff like that. That way you know how everything's running smooth. JP and Jake, may Jesus be with you this season. I'm really hoping. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys at church next weekend.
All right, let's have a good cycle, everyone. Let's try to keep the bullshit down, get the competition up. I'm I don't know. I think we're good, right?
I think we're good, too.
All right. Thanks for listening to 123 Boyz Podcast. We'll be back with you guys next week.
All right, Nick.